Well, g'day and welcome to a very special Legends with Bevo. Today we're joined by a star of the screens. You've seen her on Home and Away for 27 years, believe it or not. She's the longest running female cast member. She's Irene from Home and Away, also known as Lynne McGranger in real life. And she's going to tell us about the future of Home and Away. It's on hold at the moment. Plus also a relationship she's got with Ben Cousins, plus much, much more on today's show of Legends with Bevo.
Welcome to Legends with Bevo. Thanks to the Holdy Hotel, Coopers, and Anytime Fitness Glenelg.
Lynne McGranger, Irene from Home and Away, great to have you on Legends with Bevo. Obviously, we've chatted on the radio before, but never actually on Zoom. So, how are you going? How are you surviving at the moment, being in isolation?
Well, hi, Bevo, and hello, everybody. I'm doing all right. I've surprised myself. I'm a very social creature normally. My partner, Paul, is more of a homebody, and, we were like, oh, my God, we're going to drive each other crazy because, he likes his peace and quiet, and I'm like, rah, 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 rah. But we really... found it's good. I mean, after 35 years together, you'd want to hope so. But we're doing okay, and I think obviously the circumstances aside, which are awful, and we need to stay safe and stay home and all of that. But I'm finding that it's actually doing my soul some good to take a step back and literally smell the roses. To not feel guilty about not buzzing around like a crazy woman and not doing things all the time. Oh, I've got to learn these lines, and I've got to make this call, and I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I've got to go to the shops, and to have that removed from your life. Initially, I was anxious about it, but now I feel like if somebody said tomorrow, you know what, you can go out tomorrow, still be careful, but you can go up the shops tomorrow and go shopping or whatever, I'd probably be anxious about that, to be honest. In fact, I was saying to my friend and colleague, Ada Nicodemo, the other day, I hope that this doesn't turn me into one of those people that agoraphobic, that's suddenly afraid to go outside, as in afraid to mingle in big groups. It probably won't, but it's been such a, in my life, and I'm sure in everybody's life.
And how are you occupying your time at the moment? We spoke off air, and you read your books and that sort of thing. Or what else?
Yes. I'm trying to finish this, which is, if you haven't read it, people, I recommend it. It is fantastic, and I am honestly not getting paid. This is not a paid advertisement. This is just, you will love this book, Boy Swallows Universe, Trent Dalton. It's genius. I was supposed to have it finished yesterday because Ada and I have started a live Instagram book club. What could possibly go wrong, because we're both IT geniuses, said no one ever. But I hadn't finished it.
On the show, is that correct?
Sorry?
Ada plays Leah.
Yeah, Ada plays Leah on the show. She's my roommate, my dressing room mate, and she's my very dear friend, and we both love reading and, obviously isolation. So our manager said, why don't you do an online book club? And we went, sure, what could possibly go wrong? So then 3 of us are all trying to get onto Instagram Live, realised that only 2 people can be on there. Anyway, it went fine. So I'm just trying to finish this book. As well as that, I've been I love exercise, and my exercise classes have gone online. So I'm busy hurling myself around the back patio like a mad woman, whilst watching the computer, and just kind of, chilling. I go for a walk if I can every day by myself or one other person, which of course is the law at the moment. And we can still catch up with our daughter. She and her partner live in North Sydney, and we can still catch up with them, obviously practicing social distancing. So we might do that over the weekend. Just kind of chilling and not feeling guilty about it. And cooking. I've never cooked.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Cook, but I thought, oh, what the hell, I'll give it a red hot go.
And for the people out there that love Home and Away, there's so many of them around Australia and around the world. what's the future of Home and Away ahead? Because obviously there's a bit of situation at the moment with the show being on hold. Is the future of Home and Away going to be okay, Lynne?
Look, you know what? I believe so. I'm not a clairvoyant. I don't know when this will all be over. People are saying, 4 months, 6 months. I can tell you though that it will be back on air on Easter Monday, April the 13th, and possibly only once or twice a week. I'm just making this up because I know that we only have 4 months in the can. So they're going to I'm not making a bit up about April the 13th. That is true. I'm making a bit up about how many times it will be on a week. It's logical, because if we've only got 4 months in the can and we show 4 shows a week or 5 shows a week, if we halve that, then we've got 8 months in the can.
Yeah.
So that would make sense, rather than just kind of, here it is and now there's nothing. So we don't know when we will be back at work. We're hoping it's obviously sooner rather than later, because people have bills to pay, and they have mortgages to pay and rent to pay and food to eat and blah, 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 and all of those things. So we're hoping that we have, maybe we will get some help through Channel 7, or if not, through the government. More so the younger cast members who, haven't been in a job for very long, so they haven't been able to save a bit of money. They just live week to week. So that's really important that we all stick together for that. But, we shall see. We're in the same boat as everybody else. People who have lost their jobs and have to find something else to do. And, some people are lucky and some aren't. So, and on that, can I just say, I reckon this whole thing, that mental health is such a big one.
Yes.
And people are anxious and worried. And look, I'm no expert, but I just think, you've just kind of got to, breathe and reach out to your friends and your family, whether it's through Zoom or through the phone or through texting or what have you. Yell out over the fence to the people next door to see if they're okay. Because I think at times like this, it actually is good for you and good for your soul to be kind to people and to reach out to others, because there will always be somebody worse off than you are. So, maybe it's a lesson from the universe. I don't know. Anywho, enough of me carrying on about stuff.
Well, one thing I must say is the other night, I, like many, watched the Ben Cousins documentary, and it was very, very interesting. Yeah. Obviously, there's been mixed reviews. Some people said they didn't like it, others loved it. I certainly enjoyed it. And one thing I found really interesting was your relationship with Ben, Lynne. Talk to us through that. People that didn't actually watch the show, and your relationship with the former West Coast superstar, of course.
Well, Bevo, of course I knew who he was, and I know who he is. And obviously he knows who I am. But I had never met him in my life. And it was just the most random thing. I do know Basil quite well through telethon and through Channel 7. A lovely man. And I got a message from Basil last year. I think it was last year. Yeah. Or maybe it was earlier this year. Anyhow, time's just all gone like a big old jelly. He sent me a message, a text, and said, look, I'm doing this. This has happened. Now, Ben has written you a letter, and he to reach out to you. I thought, this is really weird. So, of course, I read the letter, and I was very moved. And basically, I think he had just seen, I think he had watched Ladies' Night, which was like the guys, one night only, sort of a bit full Monty-ish, but it was to raise awareness for breast cancer for women. And it was great fun and very hard. And it was well accepted, which was wonderful.
Well done.
And, much like folks. Oh, yeah, that was fun. It was weird. It was weird, but it was fun. Looking back on it, I go, yeah, Of course I did that on national television. Why wouldn't you? Anywho, I read the letter, and I was very moved, and I wrote back to him, and never having met him. And then they said to me, would you mind, just appearing on this thing that they were putting together? And I said, I don't mind, but I really don't have anything to contribute because I don't know Ben. Obviously, I know this, I'm kind of like everyone aware of the struggles that he's been through and is going through. But basically, they just wanted me to read the letter he sent and to read the letter that I wrote back. It was a nice thing to do. It was nice to be asked to reach out to him. Terrible illness, addiction of any sort. And whilst I've had it only very mildly in my life with cigarettes and tobacco, which I'm happy to say I gave up 15 years ago cold turkey and never looked back. But that makes me sound like I'm being glib, and I'm not, because that was bloody hard. I spent years getting to that point of going, you know what, enough's enough. And I had to be hypnotized to do it. So I can't even imagine what it's like with, hard drugs and recreational chemicals and whatnot. I just can't even, go there. So, that's pretty much it, Bevo. I wish him all the very best, and I just hope to God that he can find something in his life that makes him go, no. And maybe it will be his children. Who knows? All we can do is hope and pray for him.
Yeah, well said. We can only hope. So, on a lighter note, you've been now calling Summer Bay home for 27 years, as I mentioned at the start of the show. What is it about Summer Bay and Home and Away that makes so special for you, Lynne?
I'm an actor, and it's a job. No, I'm being glib. I've got the attention span of a gnat. So, if I didn't like what I do, there is no way I would still be there. Paul in the background. I guess it's because Irene is great fun, and she lives a life on screen. I'm not doing the same thing all the time. I mean, Irene has got older as Lynne's got older, and has got wiser as Lynne ideally has got wiser. And so the things that happen in her life, they happen like it happens in anybody's life. We don't live the same day over and over again. We don't do the same thing over and over again like you do in theatre, although that can alter too, depending on the audience and a whole bunch of stuff. I guess pretty much that's it. Love that, and the people I work with. I love the people I work with. I love working with Ada, and I love working with Ray and Emily Simons and Shane Withington and the young kids, and they're just gems. They really are. And it's a great guest actors come on the show, like your proper theatre actors come on the show, and they all say it's the most wonderful environment and the most wonderful place to work, because people are made feel welcome. And that's a nice thing to hear. So I guess that's why I love, because it's a nice place to work. They're nice people to be with, and also, it's not, for me, it's not like I have to be here at this same time every week. One week I might be working 12-hour days. The next week I might have 2 days off, which is like a treat. You go, oh, I wonder what I'm doing next week. Oh, goody, I've got 2 days off. Woohoo! And you can go to the beach or do whatever and catch up with friends. So that's another part of the job that I like. But I love my character, and I love playing her. And she's wonderfully fallible too, which is maybe one of the reasons why she's lasted so long on the show, is because people identify with her, that she's not, perfect, and far from it.
Similarities to Irene and yourself in real life?
In real life? We look a lot alike. apparently talk alike, which I find it a bit hard to believe, but my voice, oh God. I think that Irene is a lot more streetwise. There's a lot more streetwise than Lynne. Lynne is better educated. Lynn's, done school and tertiary education and stuff like that. Lynne is a little, I don't think Lynn's been around the planet before. I think Irene has a lot of times. So I think Irene's, pardon me, wiser, smarter. She also doesn't shy away from an altercation, whereas I'm like, I hate it when, something like people are arguing or having a fight. I will find something very interesting in my handbag so I don't have to witness it. Although I have to say that I guess I've learnt to be a little more in your face. From Irene's taught me that it's okay to be like that. I really admire that. I admire people who are like that, who aren't afraid to call a spade a front end loader, Whereas Lynne's a little more, certainly not backward in coming forward, but I don't like confrontation.
And you're a big fan of the Swannies, outside of being on Home and Away. How did this all come about?
Pardon me. Yes, I love my Swannies. Paul and I love our Swannies. We miss it terribly, and happy to say we finished in the final 8 in 2020. Thus far, anyway. Who knows if they're talking about the end of May? Who knows? It may happen. It may not happen. But, it is what it is, and we just have to all get through this together. And if it means watching the 2005 grand final a couple of dozen times, or the 2012 grand final a couple of dozen times, so be it.
Exactly, well said. And finally, before I let you go, I'm sure you've got a lot of reading to do, a lot of stuff there on Instagram to do with Ada. What advice have you got for budding actors and actresses out there that want to get on Home and Away one day?
Okay, gosh, I get asked this a lot. I think, firstly, you need to get yourself out there. Don't shy away from doing classes when all this is over, of course, doing courses, filming yourself doing stuff. Be brave. Nobody likes a say factor, You'll get told if it's too big. I get told all the time, bring it down. When all this is over, join an amateur dramatic society maybe, just to hone your skills. It's all very well to look at television and go, oh, they're so lucky, they're famous, they're stars. No, we're not. It's much, much more than that. That's the least enjoyable thing. What is enjoyable is being an actor and having work and being in a wonderful cast with crew. And thank you, love. Paul's just bought me a tea. Thank you.
Got him well trained.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. I'll keep him. I'll keep you. Pardon me. That's what bothers me, is that young people watch the show and they go, oh, I wish I were famous. I wish people stop me for autographs. No, you don't. You totally don't. You'll enjoy it for about a month and then you will get over it, because you can't even go to your local shopping centre that you've been going to for 20 years, because there'll be some clown from out of town who goes, what are you doing here? And you go, well, I'm shopping. And they go, why? Go, because my family have to eat, because they think we've got maids and servants and people doing stuff for us, which of course is ridiculous, and we don't. Forget about the fame and all of that. That's actually crap. What is great is being an actor and having ongoing work. That is, I feel like I've won the lottery, because I'm one of the few people in the country who has been working continuously as an actor for 27 years. And, you know, that is seriously winning the lottery.
And doing something you love as well, which is just awesome.
And doing something you love. Yeah. And doing something you love and going, wow, this storyline looks poor. That'll test me. I mean, most of the time, because it is soap, you know, I'm the first to admit it's not Pinter, it's not Shakespeare, but we are taking people on a journey, and we're telling a story, and we want to involve our audience, and that is very precious cargo. You know, we want people to come on a journey with us and to enjoy it, or to learn something, or to be made to laugh, or to be made to cry, to you know, get them, I don't know, to reach out to them emotionally. So, let's see, I sound like I'm waxing lyrical. It's a soap, for God's sake. But that's our job. Our job is to take people on a journey and hopefully bring them through the other side of that journey, and then introduce them to a new one. And I guess the show, because it's been running now for coming up for 33 years, is doing just that, because it would not have lasted, and certainly not in prime time.
Yeah, well said. Well, as a Home and Away fan my whole life, and growing up as a kid and seeing Irene Roberts on Home and Away, it's one of my absolute thrills to be able to chat to you today on Zoom, Lynne, and hopefully we'll be able to do it in person one of these days when this virus is all over. Thank you so much for giving me the time. And it's been an absolute joy to hear from you, and hearing some very good insights as well. Obviously, yeah, fingers crossed we can get over this sooner rather than later and see you back on the screen.
My pleasure, Bevo, and a big cheerio to everyone out there. Please stay home, stay safe, stay sane, stay happy, and God bless. Mwah.
Thank you. To you too. Thank you.
Bye, darling. Bye.
Legends with Bevo. Thanks to the Holdie Hotel, Coopers, and Anytime Fitness Glenelg.